So you were the only owner of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So.
One thing I like doing, I like talking numbers. Is that something that we can talk about on the podcast? Like, how much do you buy it often for?
Yeah. What do you know? I bought it in Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. So that was like the next question. Like, you bought it in cryptocurrency.
I did. So that was more of. Do you know the story of Bitcoin? You know what the first ever purchase with anything of.
Was it pizza?
It was pizza.
And it was probably like a couple hundred Bitcoins.
It was 10,000.
10,000.
This is back when Bitcoin was like below a cent per Bitcoin.
Like early 2000s.
2010 was when it happened.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So.
Damn. Were you on the crypto train back then?
Not in 2010. The first time I had bought Bitcoin, I want to say was 2016.
How much was one?
It was 800, but I didn't have a lot of money, so I had bought like $25 worth of it, and I only knew what Bitcoin was. You ever seen the movie Dope?
A$AP Rocky's in it.
Yeah.
That's not a bad movie.
That's a dope ass movie. No pun intended, right? But like, that's how I learned what Bitcoin was. So I had kind of looked into it and kind of saw how it worked, and I was like, I'm gonna buy like $25 worth of this. That 25 turned to like 60 in like a matter of 6 months, and I thought I was like, oh shit. I cashed that out because $60 to me at the time was like, I didn't even have a job. I had just got started working at Bravo, so I kept doing that, and I would make some money off Bitcoin and thought I made a lot. Like, imagine if I put $100 back when it was 800, or I bought a whole Bitcoin back then. You know what I mean? But how was I supposed to have the foresight of where it's at now? But yeah, so we did it in Bitcoin more as like a tip of the cap to the first Bitcoin purchase and just the history of the crypto. And we are the first brick and mortar. There's been crypto and software companies that have been sold in cryptocurrency. We're the first ever brick and mortar store to be purchased in crypto. So and it was Pizza Shop. So we thought that story was really cool.
How much, like, you said you only had like at the time like $25 invested into Bitcoin. He must have sold it to you for like multiple Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. So when I had bought it, was that a year ago? This is actually when Bitcoin was like pretty much at its peak. So Bitcoin kind of climbed up super high, and we had already been talking about doing it in Bitcoin. We were talking about that for months before he actually sold it to me. So when we kind of just we set on a price. This is the fiat price of the restaurant.
Okay.
After like an appraisal. This is the fiat price. Transfer that to Bitcoin. It was just north of about 2 Bitcoins. So I didn't have 2 Bitcoins. Full disclosure. I had to finance that, but we turned that money. I did have some Bitcoin, but not 2.
Do you know how much you had, rough estimate?
I want to say, because at this time, I want to say I had about, I don't know exactly. I want to say it was north of like 2 grand. At this time though, dude, like I was working, before I bought the restaurant, I was working like 3 jobs and going to school and working 50, 60 hour weeks sometimes and still taking 2 classes. Like I was like really like grinding, you know what I mean? I had bills to pay and things like that. So it was like my finances I wasn't very financially free or free in time. But yeah, I can't remember exactly. I don't want to say it was about like 2 grand. But Bitcoin, the price was fluctuating so much at that time. Like it would be 2 grand one day, it would be 1 grand the next day, it'd be 3 grand the day after that. It was like, you kind of just have to I knew I had Bitcoin, but it was more a long haul investment. So when he was like, oh, we're gonna do it in Bitcoin, I started pumping more money into Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin, literally when I sold it, dude, like the time we bought the restaurant, that was Bitcoin's like peak. It was like at 65K. So right when he got the Bitcoin, dude, Bitcoin crashed. So that fucking sucks for him. But he ended up selling it too, and it didn't really hurt his pockets. But so it was more just a tip of the cap to the crypto community as a whole and the future of finance, I guess.
Were you able to give him the 2-ish Bitcoin like as a whole, or are you still having like do you still owe him Bitcoin?
So he got the Bitcoin. He got the whole thing.
You gave him 2 Bitcoin.
I dealt with the finances separately. So I got the money, turned it into Bitcoin, and I said, okay, I'm gonna deal with this over here on my end.
Are you still dealing with those finances?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just kind of it just adds to like the monthly rent of things.
yeah,
Like,
I pay back my monthly. You know what I mean? So,
okay, nice.
yeah, that's how it goes though. You know, you gotta spend money to make money.
You literally just wanted to like you could have taken the money you got from the bank or whatever and just gave it to him, or you wanted to be like, dude, like let's tip our hats to the crypto community and people, you know, doing shit with Bitcoin and stuff. You converted it to Bitcoin and then you just send it to him via some sort of like wallet exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
He has the Bitcoin now, sold it or whatever, and then now you're paying off like the US dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially. So.
Dude, that's a cool little story. Just to say you did it, like fuck it, like why not?
Yeah.
You know. Like, and that's cool. He accepted it. Is he like another like on the younger side of things, or is he like 60?
He's in his like, I want to say he's about to be 40 pretty soon, but he's in his 30s. But I mean, he's more, you know, got his finger on the pulse of what's going on. So he's probably more into crypto than I am, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
are you like still putting money and shit into crypto?
Here and there, yeah, I will. But more so, my restaurant occupies like I'm trying to invest everything I can into my restaurant.
Yeah.
So it depends though.
What's it like being like the owner? Like, do you feel stressed out right now?
Dude, you know what, dude? Like, right now it's probably the most peaceful I've been since I became the owner, and it's just because I think I've kind of got not enough experience to where I'm ready to like to kill this shit now. But I think the last like 10 months, I've kind of learned a lot, and I feel like I'm starting. I know that I'm on the right path, but dude, the first 9 months were hard. Like, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. And to be honest, dude, like, I was fucking scared shitless. Like, going into buying the restaurant, dude, I was scared shitless. Like, like, no one in my family has ever owned a business. No one in my family doesn't have a college degree. Like, my mom's from East LA, which, if you know about East LA, is like, you ever seen American Me or Blood In, Blood Out?
I've seen American Me, but it's been a fucking long time ago.
That movie's based on East LA. So that's where my mom's from. My dad's